mic was muted. All right, there we go. We should be good now. Week 1, man. Myself and David are in the building. Wes, unfortunately, could not do it this week, so I'm doing back-to-back weeks this week. So, David, how you doing this week, man?
Been really good. Some pretty interesting matchups this week. Some grudge matches, sort of, right? I know No Mercy Allman is a very good boxer, and I'm excited to see him against Almighty Chops. And these stipulations, I think, added a very big twist to the fights, and I'm excited to see what the outcomes are going to be.
Yeah, man, definitely some very good fights this week. Just to talk about it, our main event for this week was supposed to be Black Rob versus Sam God. Ended up getting canceled this week. So, how do you feel about that the fight got canceled?
I think the new main event, Pryoxis versus HIGHLVLIQ, should be very entertaining. Pryoxis, having over 1,000 subscribers, it'll be very interesting seeing him showcase his skills. And I want to see what HIGHLVLIQ has to bring to the table as well.
Yes, sir. It just sounds good. And to go over the card really quickly. This week, starting off, we have NM Allman representing Sim Academy going up against Almighty Chops. Then we have it's a shorter week this week, by the way. Then we have Nap going up against Justin the Beast, and then obviously, as mentioned before, Pryoxis versus High Level IQ. So only 3 fights this week. I even tried to get a free agent showcase and couldn't even get that. So it just seems like this week was a little off week, but yeah, let's get right into our first fight right now, I guess, with Allman and Almighty Chops, who are representing the respective teams of the Prize Fighters and Sim Academy. So just give me 1 second, we can transition over. But before we get into that, David, what do you think about this matchup so far?
I think the stipulation is very interesting. Almighty Chops cannot use head movement, and No Mercy Allman can only throw jabs and straights. So it looks like those two stipulations are going to play hand in hand, since, straights and jabs are pretty much straight punches, and if you can't use your head movement, you better be using your block.
100%. That sounds about right, man. And I'm pretty excited for this one. Well, this week in particular, because it's not only just a short week, but primarily because of the stipulations that we have in order for everything. So yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm trying to get the fight up right now. Just give me 1 second. Give me 55 seconds. But while I'm pulling up this fight, I also want to preference if you want to go over the stipulations for the last 2 fights as well, because every fight this week does have a different stipulation. If anyone does not know, they all had to spin a wheel. Everyone got different stipulations. So I thought that was pretty funny. A lot of people don't like it. They think it's a bit how do you say it? They think it's a bit cheesy, bit spammy, a bit childish. But I mean, it's all part of the game, man.
I think it adds a fun twist to the game. And yeah, Chops cannot use head movement. No Mercy Allman in this fight can only throw jabs and straights. And Justin the Beast versus Nap. Nap has to use Eddie Hall, and Justin the Beast can only use body shots. That should be a very interesting matchup as well. And for the main event, Pryoxis is only allowed to fight with his lead hand. and high level IQ can only throw power shots. Very interesting stipulations this week. I'm excited to see how these fights, what the results are.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. I'm gonna try to get over to the fight right now. Just having a little bit difficulty with the quality. I don't know if this is just I find it hard to believe it's my stream, but the it's a little bit grayish on your end, right? I just wanted to make sure before I transition over. It looks a little bit like the color looks a little bit washed out. I think that's just the fight though.
And for the people in the chat, I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone's also staying warm. And I hope everyone tuned in to the UFC fights last night. They were incredible. Justin Gaethje defeats Paddy Pimblett via unanimous decision. Very entertaining fights as well.
Yeah, good.
And we have also have Teofimo Lopez against Shakur Stevenson coming up very soon. That should be very exciting. And I personally have Shakur Stevenson defeating Teofimo Lopez in that fight. After seeing Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos, I lost complete faith in him. So it should be interesting. Are we going to see the resurgence of the takeover, Teofimo Lopez? Or are we going to see what we always see from Shakur Stevenson, and that's elite level boxing and elite level defense. And blinding speed.
Alright, I'm going to transition over to the fight right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, Allman versus Almighty Chops. I don't know why it is just so fucking choppy. I just don't know if that's it, because I'm not lagging or anything. It's 100% this fight. I don't get it.
Looks like it might be clearing up a little bit.
It was good. It was good. It was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong this week. All right. Technical difficulties. I guess I don't know what happened to David, but I am in here by myself. This week is cursed, man. I'm trying to tell people. Okay, there goes David. Okay, we're back. And I'm telling you, man, this week is cursed, bro. And you know why it's cursed? Because it started off with the main event, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's the mojo, bro. It brought down the whole mojo, man. I'm telling you, bro. It brought down the whole mojo. I'm telling you. Motherfucking fight. Like, nah, we're good now. The fight, the stream was good. It was good. So,
it was good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was just telling people, bro. I'm telling them, man. It's just this week, man. This week specifically, for some reason, has been the worst week. But it's all good. I think
we'll go back to 119.
Yeah, we can just go back to that. Go back to that.
Okay. Just let me know when to
This is Ghetto. GETTO. So sorry about that, y'all. All right, let's go.
Just let me know when.
Okay, cool. Whenever you get to sharing it, man, it's all good, man. No,
I'm not sharing my screen.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Okay, there we go, y'all. There we go. Just fade it over. All right, there we go. There we go. Looking good so far, right, guys? All right, you could probably press play on it, man. All right, here we go, y'all. Yeah, let's see how smooth this runs. Right now, we have finally Inem Allman in the left corner using Ryan Garcia versus Almighty Chops using Diego Corrales. Chops cannot use head movement, but he can block and do everything else, while Allman can only throw 1-2s. And David, what do you think do you think this is a little bit unfair?
I think I'm not sure who comes up with these stipulations, but the game is already difficult to play as is, so this definitely adds a different a very difficult twist. But I think it'll help the players develop their skills, and it also adds a little bit of fun.
Correct. Also, you gotta unmute the stream.
Oh.
All right, there we go. So right now, I don't know. I don't know what, like, how Allman would approach this. Do you just do the back foot? Do you play that game? Do you sit at range and just try to catch him? Because he can throw power shots as well. It's not like he can't throw power shots. He could probably, mix in a power jab, a power straight. But obviously, Ryan Garcia's strongest suit is obviously going to be that left hook. I mean, that monster left hook that he does have. And then with Corrales, I mean, his durability is up there. I think Corrales is one of the more underrated guys in here. But it seems like Allman so far, David, sitting on the back foot trying to play the distance game.
Yeah, I think playing the distance game, not necessarily being on the back foot, but playing to your character's strengths is the key. But I think playing the distance game is always a good strategy, no matter who you're facing. You always have to obviously calculate your distance.
Yeah, and I see you say why the silly stipulations. I think with I think I try to. You can say I probably bit off more than I can chew with the stipulations, but I'm just trying to keep it as interesting as possible. And then plus with the rules of the league and everyone fighting with integrity, I thought it'd be pretty fun. Will it look good this week? I mean, we'll see. Because I literally have not watched any of these fights, so I wouldn't know. But um, I hope it works out. So here we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't know how the players, I don't know how they feel about the stipulations, but this could be, maybe we're creating the stipulations because of in my opinion, the lack of fighters. When Undisputed was first released, they had an enormous list, a very long list of fighters that would be in the game, and only a fraction of the boxers on that list are available. So the stipulations do make these fights a bit more exciting. But just wanted to say that I'm still looking forward to seeing the entire roster being available. I hope in the near future.
I 100% agree. And then also with the fights with these with these stipulations. Obviously, every week is a new thing, so we're not gonna. This isn't going to be another thing next week. But I'm extremely interested to see how game plans are when I wouldn't say when a skill when a skill set is limited, when you're not able to throw certain things, able to move your head, certain things like that. Because so far right now with Allman, him not being able to use Ryan Garcia's best asset, which is the left hook, it looks like he's doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, and just to be clear, so the winners of these, like the way these fights are determined, are these by other judges or by the scorecards and the judges in the game?
Yeah, this goes off other judges, and then we do use the game scorecard as the third judge.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because if you can only throw jabs and straights, it's going to be very difficult to win over the judges and to score on their scorecards, considering you cannot throw hooks or uppercuts.
Yeah, I agree. But if Allman comes out here and pretty much controls this fight, with the range, because I would probably say that Allman is more handicapped than Chops is. I mean, head movement. Not being able to use head movement, yeah, that sucks. But he's still able to block. He's still able to throw the hooks and the uppercuts. And I do like the fact that he's not really like overusing, the block too much with Diego Corrales. But Allman so far with Ryan Garcia, Enem Allman, excuse me, with Ryan Garcia, he got Ryan Garcia looking like Devin Haney.
No, definitely. I think not being able to use head movement isn't that big of a deal, considering when I try to use my head movements, with my block, m- more often than not, the punches still land, and you could say that is a broken mechanic. And I'm not here to complain about the mechanics of this game. So I just want to say, I think not being able to use head movement is not that. I'd rather be able to. I'd rather be in Almond's shoes, or I'd rather be in Chops' shoes if I can't use head movement, because it doesn't make that big of a difference.
Oh yeah,
But
one hundred percent,
does the head movement, does that also include slips and feints?
Yeah, well, not feints, but more so like the slips, the
Yeah.
yeah, that sort of thing. I also think with this week's stipulations, I think it just added to me personally. I think it just added to the typical, pick fighter and did not fight, but I can see why everybody wouldn't like it. I definitely I can't really disagree. Yeah, I mean, yeah, player, because I'm trying to read the chat. When we have that space in between commentary. I definitely would say that we could have did like just a whole season a one specific week. Uh, you know, just just the sim type of style the whole time, and I think that would be interesting. But I think with the team element, I thought different stipulation each week, whether that would be just like last week we had the old school fighters as Ryan Garcia. Bro, Allman is looking very good right now, but with the old school fighters we had this or that, not this or that, but we had um 15 rounds here, 15 rounds there, and then the stream looked different and the commentary looked different. I think stuff like that when it's subtle, it probably works best and not something so extreme as this. So just a learning lesson, you know, just a learning lesson. And then once
Yeah, that
again,
was
these
definitely a better. That fourth round was definitely a better round for Allman. Considering it looks like he has to play on the back foot if he can only throw straights and jabs. And it does make it makes these stipulations they do change the nature of the fight. Uh, and Chops has to be on the front foot. If, I guess you could say he might have to chase Allman around the ring, considering he can only throw straights and jabs. Um,
Yeah, considering he can
but
only like I was saying, because I mean he can't like use Ryan Garcia's best asset, so it's really I would say he's a honestly you could say that he's a bit handicapped. And like I said, man, but the players, they're probably not gonna like that.
yeah, although Diego Corrales is only 84 overall, I believe 84 overall, and I believe Ryan Garcia is also in this game 84 overall. Um, I think Chops, for the most part, um, is the one that's being least handicapped, the least restrained. Because, like I said earlier, being able to use your head movement and slips, uh, not everybody knows when to time the slips, and the slip mechanic isn't perfect whatsoever. Um, but Chops is definitely the boxer that is the more complete boxer in terms of the stipulations.
Yeah, in terms of the stipulations, that could be the thing. But it looks like so far Allman, I would say he's pretty much controlling this this fight so far. Honestly, because even with again not being able to throw hooks, I thought that were pretty. I thought that were pretty. That some people shy away from that, but it looks like Allman, he's taking full head of steam, and he's using it to his bright advantage. And like I said again, the stipulations, man. Listen, it's all a learning lesson. I've learned as being a league owner, because I'm not gonna be on commentary as much either. I only step in when needed, and this week it was needed. So I think even with just these, just running a league for the first time, just trying to do certain things to keep people interested, having that mindset of consistently just trying to be creative. Maybe it didn't work this week, but again, learning lesson. Oh, I'm enjoying this fight so far though, because I'm seeing in him Allman, you know, even though he doesn't have the ability to mix up a hook or uppercut. I don't even think he's throwing like a power jab or a straight yet. He's outboxing Diego Corrales right now, simply with a 1-2. Literally just a 1-2. Like, good jab right there, double jab, as he throws that right there. And it's not like he's running. He's engaging. I mean, he could easily, just run around the ring and make him come forward. But no, he's coming forward. He's planting his feet, throwing the jab, throwing the straight. I like that, but I want to see from Chops. I know all these prize fighter guys. They can adapt to pretty much any type of rules, which I think makes them a great team. I think Chops may need to start mixing in a little bit of power shots with his with Diego Corrales, with his Diego Corrales pick. because I am enjoying the fact that he can't use head movement. Again, like I said, with prize fighters adhering to the rules, he's not really glue facing, or that's the term. Shout out to SBA. He's not really glue facing with the guard.
Hmm.
As that round ends right there. So far, David, who do you think is winning so far?
It looks like Allman is winning, but I think Chops should stand in the middle of the ring. Uh, I think he might be doing a little bit too much chasing, definitely playing into the game plan of Allman. Um, I would say stand in the middle of the ring and have him approach you and see how that turns out. That would be my recommendation. He's looking a little bit like Justin Gaethje out there, just coming forward, which is fine, but he's definitely playing into No Mercy Allman's game plan of having him approach him, which, as we know, is like the ultimate strategy, having your opponent come to you, especially if you're just standing there. You can just throw off 1-2 shots, like you were saying. The good old 1-2, especially if it's the jab and straight, which come out very, very quickly compared to the other punches.
Yeah, 100%. And the judges' scorecards have him up every single round. And looking at the judges' scorecards as well, they have given Diego Corrales 2 rounds, aka Almighty Chops. They've given him 2 rounds, so I mean, if he's able to get just a knockdown, that would make the fight extremely close. So he's not completely out of this fight. He has 2 rounds to pretty much do it right now. But I think so far I would have to kind of lean towards the third judge, which would be the game score, because I think Allman so far is just in complete control.
Yeah, I agree. Chops is going forward right into Allman's game plan. What it seems like his game plan is to have his opponent just approach him, which is fine. Um, and another thing that I am noticing from Chops is he's throwing a lot of lead power shots, whether
Mm-hmm.
those are power hooks or even power straights. And if when you're facing a very quick opponent like Ryan Garcia in the hands of Allman, that's going to spell disaster. Um, I think he should lean on the on 1-2 combinations and building upon that.
Yeah, definitely. And I would love to see, again, like I mentioned earlier, him throw, oh, as he tries to throw a power jab right there. I would love to see him mix in some power shots, kind of make this fight dirty. I think he's allowing Allman to kind of reset. He's allowing him to fight on the outside instead of making it a dirty fight. That there goes some power right there. Oh, he has
Yeah,
Allman's head up super low as well. I just noticed that. Like one more punch, he probably would have rocked him right there.
yeah. Though from what I can tell, it just looks like Chops. He's playing like he has to be the aggressor. He's playing like he's the aggressor. He's on the front foot. When I think from the very beginning, he should have not chased. I guess if you want to call it chase, he shouldn't have just approached and just constantly chase after Allman. And I'm not saying that in a way to make it look like Allman is running. It's part of his strategy. I understand that. But from the beginning, I think Chops should have stood in the middle of the ring.
I
But
definitely agree,
you can still,
100%.
yeah. But you can see he's falling right into Allman's game plan.
Yeah, and then with this last round, I kind of want to see him take a risk. I kind of want. I would really love to see him take a few risks right now. And I think what makes it more impressive for me with uh with Ryan Garcia, he's not in loose movement fighting on the outside. I think that's extremely impressive. I mean, again, some may argue that the forward speed in general without loose movement is kind of fast, and I wouldn't even disagree with that. To be quite honest, but yeah, I feel as though he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, I see it looks like Chops is in loose movement right now. I can't really tell, but you know, I think if he would have earlier in the fight kind of mixed in the loose movement in and out, I think he probably could have caught Allman. He could have caught him slipping as we're approaching the end of this fight in the last 20 seconds, and he just now hit flat footed. Last 5 seconds right now. He's trying to do something, but it looks like Allman is gonna pull away with the victory. Let's see who the judges have it as. I think it's gonna be pretty clear cut and concise, and it is NM Allman pulling off the decision win 80-72 on the third game scorecards, where the third judge scorecards and the other two judges had it the same way, with NM Allman pretty much dominating. So NM Allman, man, coming out with this victory, David. Only throwing jab straights.
Yeah, shout out to NM No Mercy Allman. Showcased his skills, his ring IQ, his movement. But from the very beginning, I think Chops came in with either a horrible game plan or no game plan at all, chasing Allman around the ring, knowing he can throw any punch he wants, throwing lead power punches against a speedy jabber like Ryan Garcia is not a good idea, especially when he's being controlled by someone as skilled as No Mercy Allman. I think it's a good victory for No Mercy Allman, and I think Chops has to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, 100%. And as you can see, they didn't even really throw power punches. So, good fight overall, gentlemen. As we move on to the next one, which is gonna be NM Nap, No Mercy Nap. Again, another NM guy. Shout out to the NM guys. NM Nap is going to be going up against another prize. Well, for this season, he's a prize fighter, but this season he's repping the prize. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Chops isn't a prize fighter, but he's a prize fighter. You get what I'm trying to say. But Justin the Beast is actually representing the prize fighters for Crown this season. And this is gonna be in the heavyweight division this week. David, right now, what do you think about that fight? If you don't know the stipulation for this fight right now, NM Nap only can use he can only use Eddie Hall. That was the stipulation from this week. He spun the wheel and he got Eddie Hall. So I'm extremely curious to know as I fix the Discord looks like. I'm extremely curious to know with not only the chat but just what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back after a technical difficulty, but like I was saying, the stipulation for this week is going to be sorry y'all that the stream looks like this for right now, but the stipulation for this week is NM Allman using only, this is crazy, not NM Allman, excuse me, NM Nap. Listen, all y'all NM guys, man, some of y'all gotta get some new names. How about just saying Nap? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think we should do that, but I think this week with the stipulation, Justin the Beast clearly has an advantage because he can only use body shots. It's just so crazy. But with 1.5 damage, I think Eddie Hall can do it, bro. I don't think Eddie Hall's that unusual. I just don't believe he's that unusual.
Yeah, and one other thing, Eddie Hall does have a decent damage rating, I believe, because he is a professional strongman. I think he was actually considered the world's strongest man at one point.
Yeah, he was. So I think that'll be. I think it'll be very interesting to see how Nap adapts. But just with the body shots, because I mean body shots are just so good in this game. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really excited for this one. I can't lie. This is probably gonna be my fight of the night so far.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian Shaw. And shout out to The Mountain, who actually had a boxing match with Eddie Hall, I believe, several years ago. Eddie Hall versus, I believe, The Mountain, who is also another strongman from, I believe,
He from one of them foreign, like I think he's from like Russia or something. If I'm wrong, like
No. I think he's yeah. There we go. Yeah, he's from Iceland.
okay, yeah, there we go, Iceland. It's crazy.
And who was actually also an actor, I believe, in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Do we have the next fight ready?
Just send me the link.
Yeah, I sent it to you. But yeah, as we're doing that as well. So far, how do y'all think the season is going? I think outside of this week, I'm gonna be honest, I honestly think this week was just fucking cursed. But outside of this week, I think the season this so far has been great. Standings will be getting updated, so I'm unfortunately, as I'm coaching Box Lab, I was really hoping, rooting against Black Rob this week, and unfortunately we couldn't see that main event. I'm not gonna lie, because I was rooting against them because I want my team to be number one, obviously. But so far, how have y'all interpreted the season, or what do you guys think about it in the chat as we're getting into the next fight?
Where's the link?
It is the. I'm looking at it right now. It's in your DMs. You don't see it in your DMs. This is the second one, the Twitch link. Shout out to NM now on Twitch. Shout out to the UFA. I just think I think also with this league, Undisputed is gonna be free next month. You want to be in the next one? I think see, we're gonna take a break, obviously, after this season. Because running back-to-back seasons so close in succession, I don't want it to become like I won't say a normal thing, but just I want to have some type of mysteriousness to it. So taking not a lengthy break, probably like 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 month break. Just kind of like recharge, figure out what we're gonna do, because next season, spoiler alert, I think I've said this already, that we're probably gonna do another live event. Fingers crossed for that. So, I think just trying to recalibrate it and figure out what we're gonna do with that. I think that's gonna be a fun one, because no teams, I don't think I want to do stipulations for season 3. I mean, obviously things change, but pretty much everyone from season 1 coming back, and then plus some additions from season 2 this season. I think season 3 is gonna be the best season yet.
And you guys can see my screen, right?
Oh, you're sharing your screen. Okay, cool. We can transition right away. Yep, your screen is up on the screen. Oh my goodness, starting it off already as I transition over. Starting it off already. Oh my god, it's so funny that he has the Philly shell. Look at how small, like, what he's not blocking anything with that Philly shell. That just goes to show you how trash the Philly shell is, because he's able to to sit here. It just like one arm in, one arm. It's just so funny to me. But it looks like Justin the Beast is using Joe Frazier. Again, only able to use body shots. Oh, as he rocks. He rocks Snap right there. With the body shot, Snap does a push. He's trying to get away. And because Eddie Hall doesn't really have a reach, Nap really can't fight on the outside. He's pretty much forced to sit there and endure it. So I wanna see if he can counter Joe Frazier going to the body, because you know what he's doing. So power uppercut to the head, uppercuts to the head, straight punches. I really love to see. Oh my goodness, this is just nasty work right here by Justin the Beast so far with the body shots as he drops. Nap, I feel so bad. Because this is my teammate, ladies and gentlemen. This is my co-captain. I drafted him, and then as he spun the wheel and got this, he unfortunately was the one unlucky person to get Eddie Hall. So it definitely this definitely sucks for him. But again, want to see if he can adapt after the first knockdown, dude.
Yeah, it looks like you'd think if your opponent can only throw body shots, you'd be able to block your body and literally never get hit. But we know how this game is. Sometimes the punches do go through your block. It's not perfect.
Oh my goodness, ass.
And especially if you're using Joe Frazier.
Yeah, just Joe Frazier as he gets dropped again. And I see people coming in and asking who did these stipulations. It was me, man. I thought this would be pretty interesting and fun. But again, just a learning lesson. I don't think I'll probably do this ever again, because I can see how much it just handicapped. Because everyone is so competitive, which I love, and everyone wants to win so bad and just have the bragging rights for that week over their opponent, and not being able to use whoever you use or whoever you're given to play with, not being able to use them with their fullest skill set. It does suck a little bit, But so far, David, what do you think Nap needs to do, if he can do anything, versus Joe Frazier right now?
I think he's doing all he can do. I think the power difference, the rating difference, it's just too big. I just think Eddie Hall, his rating is just too low to inflict any real damage or any fear in Joe Frazier. Yeah, I think he's not. It's just a mismatch. This stipulation is just a huge mismatch.
Yeah, man, I'm really surprised right now that Nap hasn't at least rocked him, though. Because I mean, not David. I'm talking like you're fighting right now, but Eddie Hall, he has the power, so that's what I'm pretty confused at the fact that he's not able to. He hasn't been able to rock Joe Frazier at all. None of his hooks are landing. It's like all of the hooks are going over the head, So This right now definitely sucks. I would say this 100% sucks. Oh, that they're going up right there with the uppercut and then a power hook to the head.
Yeah, I think I still think the rating difference, it's just too big. It's just way too, the power, everything. The rating difference is just too high. And Eddie Hall, Nap, is not doing a bad job whatsoever. It's just Eddie Hall is 71 overall, I believe. 70 or 71.
Yeah, it just sucks for Nap right now because he has to use Eddie Hall to pretty much try to compete with a Joe Frazier, you know, going down to the body. It just sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this fight is winnable for an Eddie Hall player if this were online and if they still followed these same stipulations, because then Eddie Hall would be able to be on the back foot, jab and straight his way to victory. But you know, the Crown League has a set of rules to keep the fight balanced and fair. So Eddie Hall has to engage. Both fighters have to engage, and that's where the level difference comes into play. 70 or 71 overall. Eddie Hall against one of the best characters in the game in Joe Frazier. It's a very tall order.
Yeah, an extremely tall order. I'm honestly surprised he's he's still in the fight as close as it's been right now. Oh my goodness, as Joe Frazier's just, he's doing better this round though. I like the never mind. I just take back completely everything I said. Nap was looking good this round. It looks like he's probably gonna. Okay, no, he's not gonna go down again. Oh, big power uppercut. Right there. He has absolutely no stam right now. Oh my goodness, I just realized that going into probably round 5. Oh my goodness, good pull into a power hook right there from Joe Frazier, aka Justin the Beast, as he's looking to knock down Nap again. Power uppercut to the body, gets him down. I like the fact that he did not spam the power body uppercut because that is against the rules. So, you know, he's treading the line a little bit. And, oh my goodness, yeah, this fight is over. Look at this. If Nap gets up from this, he's going to win the fight. Which I don't believe he is going to get up, and that is a KO victory for Justin the Beast. Round 4. Unfortunately, again, like we've been mentioning this whole time, as the screen is glitched out as well. I'm telling you guys, this week, man, it's just... I don't think... This has not been the best week for this has not been the best week for Crown as we transition back to the full screen. This has not been the absolute greatest week for Crown. This has actually been the worst week in my opinion. Just the main event that we wanted got canceled. You know, for some reason the stream quality just is not the greatest, even though I'm streaming off of a 50 series GPU. Just fucking cracked out PC. You know, it's just, you know, sometimes, you know, it's just that Undisputed, you know, the Undisputed curse, man. It just got that bad mojo and it just spreads around, you know. So, but yeah, 2 fights down, 1 more fight to go, because again, we could not get a free agent prelim or a main event. Main event unfortunately got canceled. And I know people are asking why the main event got canceled, just to talk about it a little bit. The main event was canceled because one, Rob had his PlayStation mic on. So like literally during the whole fight, he was saying a bunch of stuff, you know, if we could hear his inner thoughts. And then 2, just you know, with the stipulations, they really weren't used in the best way. You know, it just, you know, I don't think it made for a fun fight. You know, not as fun as these last 2 fights have been personally for me, especially that last one. Honestly, that last one was was really good in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. If I think if Knapp was using any other fighter that's similar to Joe Frazier in the heavyweight division, I think it would have been a completely different fight. You can definitely see his skills there, showcased there, even using a low-rated character like Eddie Hall. Uh, but he should not be ashamed. He definitely showcased his skills, and it was a good fight. It was entertaining. These stipulations are adding something else to the game, and if you choose not to continue using stipulations, that's fine. It was just an interesting twist for this event.
Mm-hmm. And this main event fight, as we talk about it, because I do give everyone the option to either fight live or do pre-recorded, and 90% of the time it's pre-recorded, as this is gonna be the only second actual live. Well, no, it's gonna be the third actual like live in action fight that we're gonna have versus with this Pryoxis and high level IQ fighting David. Excuse me. With this, the stipulations, Pryoxis is only able to use his lead hand, while high level IQ only power shots. Again, now reading that off the guy that wants to see the sim boxing, the good clean cut integrity boxing. That one, that may be, you may look at that one and go, yeah, that's not really what you want to showcase with the game.
Yeah, that almost sounds impossible. Pryoxis is only allowed to fight with his lead hand, meaning he can throw a jab, follow up with a hook, and maybe even a jab down below, a little three-punch combination, versus IQ, who can only throw power shots. Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to be throwing a lot of power jabs. Yeah, it sounds impossible, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see as the next fight is almost done. From what I see, from what I've been told, they are in a lobby right now. Just the stream is getting up, and yeah, I seen someone say the stipulations are. Yeah, these stipulations have been really tough this week. And I think with next week, I think I'm gonna ease off the gas a little bit. I think I kind of want to do a stipulation that we had last week, to where no one's really like extremely handicapped, but it's more so of an aesthetic thing, to where we can still get really good sim fights.
Yeah, this was interesting to see. Something different, maybe a little bit silly, but something different. And I think if we transition back to the competitive fights, it'll be entertaining. I do, everyone that fights here in the Crown League has skills, has pride. Everyone is very, very competitive, and that's what makes this league also very entertaining. Everyone wants to win. Trust me, everybody does want to win. If you interact with some of the boxers here in the Crown League, they all want to come out on top, and that's what makes it very entertaining.
Yes, sir, 100%. As I just sent you the fight link to the stream. Well, to the stream. Pryoxis will be using, because we do have fighter picks. They did agree on the fighter picks beforehand, so we won't be in a blind with that, as this is a live fight. Pryoxis is gonna be using Sugar Ray Leonard as high level IQ. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go with the oops, my bad. As he's gonna go with the Terrence Crawford pick, and only being able to throw power shots at the welterweight division. Honestly, I think he probably should have went someone like a Julio Cesar Chavez. That probably would have done him better than going Terrence Crawford, but
and I respectfully disagree with that. Because if because if he's using Terrence Crawford, he might be thinking of using his switch hitter trait, meaning he might switch to southpaw and then back to orthodox, depending on how Pryoxis is utilizing Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, 100%. And I would say this is a pretty strategic pick. Given I think we all know Sugar Ray Leonard off of the back foot with straight punches is honestly one of the top four most annoying fighters to deal with, simply because he has the jab the jab perk that allows him the distance keeper, if you will. I believe that's the name of the perk that allows him to stay away pretty much from his opponent and use the jab and pop the jab and just keep it out there. That is a really smart pick, especially because since he is the captain of his team, I believe this is the first captain that's actually fought. If I'm not wrong, I'm trying to think. I haven't fought game. Yeah, I think he actually might be. Well, no, Box High View. Excuse. Okay, Box High View fought week 2, if I'm not wrong. So he's only the second captain to actually fight. His team needs a win really badly. Looking at it right now, I believe they only have um 3 no contests. They don't even have a win this season, if I'm not wrong. So God Squad desperately Pryoxis' team. They need a win. So I'm assuming that's why Pry said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna use Sugar Ray Leonard. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the best thing possible to get my team to win." I just hope it's a sim fight. That's all I want. That's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Yeah, that the fight is sim.
Yeah, and actually, I've never seen those shorts and shoes from Sugar Ray Leonard. Um, they look nice, but um, as we know, Sugar Ray Leonard, in my opinion, in this game might be one of the most complete boxers. It seems like he connects very well because, as we all know, not all the boxers in this game function properly. So I think Sugar Ray Leonard is a very wise pick, considering also that he has a very quick jab, very quick punches overall. And I believe he also has the Prince trait, I believe, which allows him to throw directional punches with a little bit of additional damage, I believe.
Yeah, and also with IQ, him only being able to throw the power shots. I just noticed. I don't know if you peeped this, that he's in southpaw with Terrence Crawford. He's starting off in southpaw, and as southpaw gives you that incredibly fast speed advantage. Within the rules of Crown, if anyone does not know, the switch hitter trait is not allowed whatsoever unless the fighter has switch hitter, and it just so happens that Terrence Crawford does hit it. So I think both guys were extremely strategic in their picks, because both teams actually do need wins this week. So I think they both saw the stipulations and said, okay, well, what fighter fits the mold of the stipulation that I have the absolute best?
Hmm. I think both fighters are doing a very well job, a very good job. But I think Pryoxis should throw a few more jabs to the body, just like that. A few more jabs to the body, have him block down below, switch it back up, pop another jab up top, and build off of that. And that is, it looks like that is what Pryoxis's game plan is. And not, not punching himself out in the first round. He is pacing himself from the looks of it.
He is pacing himself, and one thing that I'm noticing, like I mentioned in as we close out this very first round of this 10 round main event, I'm very surprised Pry is standing within range of Terrence Crawford. Given that Terrence Crawford can only throw power shots, I mean, at any time, he can get caught,
I
he can
think
get hurt, he can get dropped.
I think Pryoxis, if you're listening, pop a power jab to the body. pop a quick power jab
Oh,
to the
we got
body and
David.
see how.
Yeah, that's. Hey, hold on, David Culture. No, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Perhaps just pop a quick power jab to the body and just let's see how Terrence Crawford reacts to that. A little quick power jab to the body. Let's just see what happens with that. But good movement from Terrence Crawford. But this is sort of reminding me of the Chops versus Allman fight where one boxer was continuously on the back foot, the one that was using Ryan Garcia, which I believe was Allman, and just sort of falling into his game plan. I think maybe Pryoxis, if you're listening, just take a deep breath, maybe stand in the middle of the ring for 1 second, and you'll see that Terrence Crawford, aka High Level IQ, really can't do much, especially if you block that first punch. Well, it's going to be a power punch. Block that power punch and just 1-2 jab straight or jab jab or jab hook or straight hook. But he should win this fight, Pryoxis.
Yeah, he should win his fight, and also given, again, like I mentioned before, that Sugar Ray Leonard has that perk that allows him to keep the distance with the jab. Very surprised Pryor isn't, having the same game plan as Loma. I think while he does want to win, I would say he wants to entertain as well, as that was a beautiful step in, step out encounter, as they both counter each other right there. Not Allman. IQ with the power straight and another power straight again, right there.
Yeah, Pryoxis, if you're listening once again, throw a power hook to the body, left power hook, or a power jab. At the very least, a power jab to the body, just to catch his attention, just to stop him in his tracks, really. And maybe just stand in the middle of the ring. Just take a breather for 1 second. Realize that you don't have to keep chasing Terrence Crawford. But like you were saying, Jay, he does. It looks like maybe he wants to put on an entertaining performance for the viewers, and we all appreciate that. But I think the winning strategy here is pop a power jab to the body, pop a left hook to the body as well, as he gets stunned.
He gets stunned right there, and I was gonna say it looks like Pride is gonna go down, the first knockdown of the fight. I was gonna say, I think with IQ only throwing power punches, I think it would probably be smart for Pride to not only just fight on the outside, but test out throwing those body punches to kind of get that stamina, because this is a marathon, not a sprint, with it being 10 rounds, so those 2 extra rounds. And I see Price trying to use the manual block, trying to move around the guard to kind of block some of these power punches. And I think it'll probably be a little bit easier on him if he would just allow IQ to come to him rather than him walking down IQ.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he needs to start with the basics. And I'm not saying that's not what he's doing. I think start this round off, jab straight, build off of that, then jab hook, and then pop a random power jab to the body, catch him off guard, just pop a random power jab. It doesn't have to be to the body, but usually opponents are not blocking their body, so just pop a power jab and see what happens. Just see what happens. But I think we're seeing a little bit more patience from Pryoxis after that knockdown. A little bit more patience.
Yeah, a little bit more patience, and I think he's starting to notice that, okay, he can't really sit in a pocket too long or stand in front of IQ too long, because he's going to get caught and hurt very quickly with him only throwing power shots. So I think Pryor is stepping. He's kind of trying to bait IQ to throw those power shots. So once he, look, like right there, once he throws them and backs up, he can whiff, which will decrease the long-term stam.
Oh, and I just realized something. Sorry, I kept recommending as Pryoxis gets stunned once again. Pryoxis can only use his lead hand, so he can't follow up with a straight, as I kept recommending. I kept saying maybe the 1-2 straight, a jab straight. So maybe jab jab, jab hook, jab uppercut. I don't think we've seen many uppercuts, but Pryoxis, if you're listening, pop a jab to the body, man.
Yeah, I would really I would really like to see him kind of work in some of those body punches. I kind of want to see how how Pride, because if he gets through these next 2 rounds, I would assume that by then IQ would be gassed out, and then Pride is actually able to fully go loose movement. So if you guys don't know the rule, you can mix in loose movement here and there, but you can't stay in it for an extremely long time. But when your fighter does go flat-footed, that is when you're able to go full loose movement and pretty much go crazy. So I think if Pride was a bit smart here, I think he kind of just has to weather the storm with the power punches and just kind of like just take it on chin pretty much. He's gonna have to lose if he's comfortable with losing the first 3 to 4 rounds, whether that be just on points or because of knockdowns. I think the fight gets a little bit easier for him after that, you know. As we come in up on the last 2 seconds of the round, and that is 2 straight knockdowns for high level IQ.
Yeah, it's as we enter the fourth round, and it's 2 rounds to 1 with 2 knockdowns each, but this is still Pryoxis' fight to lose. This is still his fight. I believe if he makes the proper adjustments, if he starts to throw some power punches specifically to the body, because that is obviously going to affect high level IQ's stamina, and this is a 10-round fight, I believe Pryoxis could win this fight if he takes the proper steps to do so. And what I believe the key to those steps is throwing power punches to the body, power jab, power left hook to the body of Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, 100%. Also, while I agree as well, I think talking about Terrence Crawford a little bit, because we've been talking about what Price done, because Crawford has been winning with IQ. I think him slowing down a little bit, because I would not be surprised if this round may be the last round we're able we see him in a regular movement, because the lower the stamina goes, the slower the movement gets. And with him only throwing power punches and he's whiffing or Pry's blocking him, I think Pry, like you mentioned, is doing a better job this round of pretty much just baiting, moving in and out of range, kind of keeping the center of the ring, not getting caught with the power shots. I think IQ may have to take a round off. I mean, it's again marathon, not a sprint. He's gonna have to take a few of these rounds off, David.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job at getting Pryoxis to play his game, being on the back foot as he enters flat-footed, right? I still believe, especially if this is a 10-round fight, since this is a 10-round fight, I still believe this is Pryoxis' fight to lose. This is his fight. Even down 2 rounds with 2 knockdowns, he can still win this easily if he throws more power shots, especially to the body. But I mean, he has Crawford in flat-footed in the flat-footed state. So I think this could be the beginning of the end for high-level IQ, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I think once he's able to go loose movement, I think that's when the end of the fight is for me personally, because IQ he simply cannot, he won't be able to keep up with Sugar Ray Leonard in loose movement. Good round so far though. Pryoxis 70% of his stam right now, so I mean you would assume that he probably has over a 45% percentage of stam advantage over. Listen, I'm not good at math. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. He has a fairly large advantage of stam over over high level IQ.
Yeah, I believe to enter the flat-footed state, you have to be at, I think, a maximum of 20% of your stamina left, right?
Yeah,
I believe it's
correct.
like 20% left, yeah.
Yeah. So this is definitely, like I said, man, this is definitely a interesting. This is gonna be interesting. I don't think Pride is gonna go loose movement though. I
And
yeah,
I don't
it doesn't look
I
like.
don't think it's necessary either. Because I've found that when I enter loose movement, I'm a bit more prone to counters. And it also feels like my stamina drains maybe a bit faster when I'm in loose movement, especially when I'm taking body shots. Um, but one other thing, maybe Pryoxis feels compelled to be on the front foot and to maybe knock out Terrence Crawford because of the stipulations, because high level IQ can only throw power shots
That's a
and
great
he can
point.
throw jabs and hooks and uppercuts.
Correct. Yeah, that's a great point. As he rocks him right there, with only the lead hand, I think he threw a straight right there. And he's gonna let him. He's gonna let him get unrocked because that, that's not fair. Like you love to see the integrity within the league with stuff like that. As you know, but coming up on the last minute of the round, looks like Pyrite is gonna try to pour it on. He has to be careful because he's losing some short stump stam right there. But it looks like he's gonna try to pour it on high level IQ because once you get, as stated by the game standards, once you enter into the state of slow and flat footed, you're able to take more damage. And with power jabs being able to cause knockdowns and knockouts, you know Pride could possibly throw a power hook, a power jab, and get IQ out of here.
Yeah, and very very good sportsmanship from both fighters, and that is expected coming from the fighters in the Crown League because that is why people join this league for clean competitive fights. As compared to the undisputed ranked experience, and we all know how that can be. So that's why leagues, especially the Crown League, that's why this league exists for a competitive and clean fighting environment.
100%. And I think Pride is starting to pull away from this fight a little bit, as Nap just mentioned in the chat. If IQ misses and Pride decides to throw a power hook or possibly a power uppercut, whether that be to the head or to the body, that could possibly be a flash knockdown, a flash, or cause the flash to state. Okay,
Yeah, this fight.
thank you guys. By the way, I don't mean to cut you off, David. This is 1.0 regular relative time. I mean the rule state is supposed to be 1.5, so I don't know why it's 1.0, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess, but yeah, my bad, David. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, this fight is reminiscent of Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Sean O'Malley being Sugar Ray Leonard Pryoxis and Song Yadong being high level IQ Terrence Bud Crawford. If anyone tuned into the UFC card last night, Song Yadong was throwing haymakers and trying to land that one punch, it seems like, to knock Sean O'Malley out. And as we can see from Pryoxis and Sugar Ray Leonard, he's using his jab a lot. Not a lot of power punches, but a lot of scoring shots, similar to Sean O'Malley's fighting style.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And like you said, David, he's not going loose movement at all, which is again surprising. IQ has to be a little bit careful, consistently using that lean back, as I'm getting told that, you know, that could possibly be a point off for him if he's trying to evade the hooks and he's consistently using the lean back, or he's consistently pump blocking and things like that. That could possibly be a point off. So just trying to be a little bit careful with that if either of these gentlemen can hear us. But it is on 1.5 damage though, I believe. So because I mean, with it, I'm talking to the chat. With it being on 1.5 damage, oh, right there, as Pryoxis rocks him. Yeah, I'll get back to that. Let's see if Pry can knock him down. He's probably gonna weather the block with the jab as he catches him with another uppercut right there. Catches him with the pull into a regular uppercut. And can he knock down? Yes, he does. He knocks him down. Only using one. David, did you even expect this with this stipulation? Pry getting a knockdown with only using one hand.
Yeah, I think Pryoxis is figuring out how to win this fight, but it looks like that from the very beginning, he's not trying to drain his stamina. He's not trying to punch himself out. He's playing the long game, and it's paying off as we are seeing.
Yeah, 100%. This is I'm fairly surprised right now as the gap has been closed. All three judges, two human judges in the one game scorecard, all have this fight the same with IQ having a warning. Well, probably having a warning as well because he did rock him. Oh my goodness, he did rock him with the straight punch with the rear hand. As he goes down right there, all three judges have this fight 55-56. 1 point difference for high level IQ. But after that knockdown, this is Pry's fight to lose right now. I think, David, this is 100% his fight to lose. As you said, he's figured out how to pretty much maneuver with only using one hand. Would you say if he were to go into loose movement, he can kind of like, now that IQ is in the flat footed, he can just simply fight on the back foot and win on points? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, definitely. As he stuns a high level IQ again.
That is crazy. Oh, knocks him down
totally.
again. Jeez, man.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary, or it's going to be necessary for Pryoxis to enter loose movement, because I think there are hidden mechanics in this game where I think sometimes if you're in loose movement, you're more susceptible to getting knocked down and knocked out. Mm-hmm. So if I were Pryoxis, I would not risk it. I would just stick to the game plan and just ride off into the sunset. This is definitely his fight to lose. Really no danger, but the only danger is him getting flash knocked out. Yeah, so that's always a possibility. Oh
my goodness,
this stuns.
This possibly may be the first 10-6 round in Crown history right now. Body jab right there. Just be careful with that. The sliding body jab. Ooh, ass. IQ catches him with the power lead hook right there. He tries to sidestep into a power hook going down to the body with the lead hand as he catches him with another power lead hook. That seems to be his best punch. Oh my goodness. David just mentioned it before. I mentioned it before. There goes the power hook, which flash knocks down Terrence Crawford. The first 10-6 round in history. And it looks like right now, high level IQ, it may be all she wrote right now. The last 35 seconds of the fight. David, what? Oh my goodness, this is going to be a 10-5 round if he gets another knockdown. What does IQ have to do right now? Right now, it looks like his game plan is completely gone. It's completely gone away. What does he do right now?
I think he has to take a really long look in the mirror and realize that it's impossible. I think this fight is over. It's only a matter of time until Kenny Bayless, either his corner throws in the towel or Kenny Bayless stops it. Or should I say the doctor instructs Kenny Bayless to stop the fight from excessive damage to his right eye.
100%. And I do think with Pride, if this was on 1.5, we'll probably be maybe in the 10th round or the end of this fight right about now as he gets another knockdown. But I want to mention, going into that last round, it was a 1 point difference. And because Pry got those knockdowns, it went from a 1 point difference to a 4 point swing. So it went from 55, 56 to 61, 65, I believe. That is absolutely insane. That is crazy to me. As he gets knocked down again, and like you said, David, at this point, this he can't do anything. It's pretty much over right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much over. It's only a matter of time until he gets knocked down once again, and he won't be able to get up. Eventually, as you can tell, he's pretty skilled in the knockdown mini game.
Mm-hmm.
After like 3 or 4 knockdowns, I'm not able to get up, but showcasing his skills in the game with the mini game. High level IQ definitely held his own, going 8 rounds only using power punches.
Yeah, man, and it looks like this is gonna be all she wrote. IQ gets rocked again. I don't think he's gonna be able to get up from this leg. Oh my goodness, beautiful combination, all with the same hand. As Pry does get the knockdown. Let's see if this is the end of the fight.
And just a quick shout out to Pryoxis. If anybody is interested in UFC, MMA, or Undisputed content, make sure to check out Pryoxis' channel. He uploads great content.
Yes, in the words of the great Jim Ross, that was a slobber knocker. As the first 2 rounds, IQ got the knockdowns fairly easy. The 4th round, he gasses out. And then in the second half of the fight, Pryor weathers the storm using only one hand and gets it done by knockout. 8th round knockout. Excuse me. Wow. I can't believe that. That was
very good fight.
That was a very good fight right there.
That was a much more balanced fight than the other two, but it was entertaining, and I think both of them should hold their heads up high and be proud of their performances.
100%. 100%. No, I think that might be it for us over here at Crown. As I try to give me 1 second as we try to go back. We go back to the main comm screen. Yeah, man, I think with this week, David, seeing someone like Pry being able to go out there and just win with only really just his lead hand, just that left hand, that was very insane to me. If I'm being technically honest, I did think IQ would pull out the victory simply because of the power shots. Probably only being able to use his lead hand. I really didn't think he would be able to win. I'm gonna just be 100% honest. I really didn't think he'd be able to win. But I mean, he pulls it off. To me personally, that's an upset. But I would have to say, if I look at every fight, David, performance of the night probably has to go to the Enem Allman using Ryan Garcia as he went up against Diego Corrales.
You know, I could see it being I could see him I could see that being fight of the night. I could also see Pryoxis versus High Level IQ being fight of the night, considering those 2 knockdowns in the second and third round that Pryoxis suffered, and then completely turning the tables around and knocking out High Level IQ. So I think overall, very good fights, entertaining, and these stipulations did add a twist to every fight, and I hope the viewers enjoyed.
Yeah, 100%. And also speaking on the second fight that we had, Nap versus Justin the Beast, that was a really great fight as well. As unfortunately, Nap had to use he only had to use Eddie Hall going up against Joe Frazier with body shots. So that is an interesting thing. I'm getting word that the fight was on 1.0 relative time, that main event. I don't know if IQ will appeal it, or I don't know what he's gonna do. Even if he wants to appeal it, I don't know. Because technically it was supposed to be 1.5 relative time. Hindsight 2020 probably would have gassed out anyway, but you could also make the argument that he probably could have got a knockdown, you know, in one of those, you know, in the 4th or 5th round before he gassed out, putting himself up even bigger. So who knows at this point. But this was a great week. 2nd week in a row commentating. I think next week we're going to be back with the dynamic duo of Wes and David, as we have also added a third, well, not third, a fourth analyst to the team with This Is J Soul. Shout out to J Soul. So I think this is going to be pretty interesting. I don't think I'll be doing stipulations like this again where people are completely handicapped. I think it kind of dilutes the product a little bit with gameplay. I don't know what you guys think. We're gonna talk about it in Discord. Just talk about it, chop it up a little bit about the stipulations and whatnot. But David, this week to end it off, what are your thoughts overall?
I think these were entertaining fights. I think it looks like the viewers are ready for real boxing matchups without stipulations. I think this was a fun experiment, and it's only going to get better from here. The production's going to get better. It's going to be smoother, and I think the best is yet to come.
100%. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from us this week. It has been David and Jamie, and be sure to join the Discord if you have not already. It's linked on the YouTube page. And we will see you guys next week, week 5. Not really halfway point, as we only have about 3 weeks left. So before the playoffs start. So we're getting there. Again, it has been David. It has been David. David does content as well. So if you guys want to go follow him, his @ or where you can find him is on the screen right under his name. If you want to go subscribe on any social media platforms that he is on, and we will see you guys in week